Hi guys, welcome to Conquest of Elysium 5 this time. We're playing the Kobolds today. One thing I do have to say is I just actually finished playing them. We'll get in some intro stuff. You can see our settings here, our starting settings. And unfortunately, you'll learn very quickly that if you start next to a group of knights, you will lose as the Kobolds, because you do not start with a nice tower, which is unfortunate. And it's what just happened to me. We were making progress killing a demonologist, and we completely died. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, because you've never played this before, that's okay. We'll figure it out. We're playing the Kobolds. The Kobolds have 5 different kinds of them. They work off gold production, gems, and Kobolds themselves sometimes as a resource. And there's... We start as these blue ice kobolds, which have snow stealth, cold resistance. Do all of them have snow stealth? Yeah. These are actually one of my first times starting as the ice kobolds, so that should be interesting. But you have some spells and rituals that you use. These are just spells to build up our strongholds, which is... This starts as a hatchery. Strongholds give our more elite units. We're going to leave 3 slingers here, which these slingers and spearmen are pretty bad. You can see their stat blocks here. They're not all that great. They're mostly just bodies. As slingers are usually bad, these slingers are even worse because they're really only going to do 1 damage most of the time. But our Frost Drake is what really is going to help us expand here. And they shoot out ice beams, and otherwise they're just a big health blob. There is some problems with some of your drakes, but this one is fortunately one of the better ones. Some of your drakes will just totally go crazy with death, as if you start as the air kobolds, the white kobolds, they will just fly forward and die in my experience, which is really unfortunate, because otherwise the white kobolds are cool to start as, because you get an early scout who can fly into the air. But these kobolds do not have that advantage. And take that, because why wouldn't we take a market village right next to us? We're actually going to start trading for iron, because you tend to suffer from a lack of iron. Starting next to a senator is very scary. But this is Conquest of Elysium 5. There's a lot of changes that we're going to get into. One of which is obviously the art. You can see the mountains are all different and cooler. I think he just died, which is a godsend to us if that's the case. Because we suffer against the power of the senator. Because they have big guys with shields. And shields are not good for kobolds. But as a faction, the kobolds tend to really... Ooh, a mountain spire. I think that'll send us into the sky. They tend to really kind of do well in just massing numbers and taking out the enemy. But otherwise, they have some real problems that we're going to get into. God, they already have a second commander. And, oh god, the pale ones. Okay. Well, that means there's potential a cave for us to take. And the pale ones are going to get just murdered by our slingers, which is nice. But we'll try our best to avoid them. As we look for another mountain. And that's one thing you're going to have to learn, is that all this stuff is temporary to the kobolds. What you really need is mountains. Mountains are your lifeblood. These mountains specifically that have gems. So mines, really, instead of mountains, I should say. We're just going to look for one. There might be one over here, but we're moving right past that. Don't worry about early recruitment. You're either going to die very quickly or you're not, is in my experience, as I talked about with the knights. You could build some slingers and make it safer, but as long as we don't see anyone here, we're okay. We're also stealthed in this cold, so... As we look for these Pale Ones' cave to take it out early. Because I doubt they have another base. Goodness, where is it? My lord. Okay, this is becoming irritating as we kind of skirt around what likely is their cave in this area. We want to grab it as soon as possible. Even though we lost all this, that's okay. Now, I don't think we've talked about our pride and joy. And our pride and joy are these little shaman. They do all our rituals, they cast spells, frost magic with these ones, different ones with the other colored kobolds that we'll address as we get to them, as always. Where the hell is this cave? But the problem we have here is that these guys are level 1 casters, and if you have ever played a Conquest game, if you don't start with a level 2 caster, like the Pale ones, only start with a level 1 caster, you're in some trouble early on. You have some serious problems you need to contend with. We could kill that guy, but fuck it, he'll probably just be a spoiler for someone else. Where are the Pale ones' cave? We desperately need to find their cave. Or another mountain. We'll build slingers here because we need to defend this, and slingers are the ones that do it, because otherwise you just have these really terrible spearmen. Not a lot of deaths from early factions, a lot of avoidance from everybody here. Interesting stuff going on. The one thing about the blue kobolds I love is that you're going to be winter warriors, right, as you get to really thrive during the winter. Which, unless if the Pale One cave is right there, I'm going to be irritated. But having that winter move is really good. Oh god, the dwarves. The dwarves are our cousins that are in much more armor than us, but slower and just awkwardly terrible usually. Okay, we're not finding what we need at all, because all this is not what we need. You, as a kobold, want to start finding mines almost immediately. We have yet to find one. This is not looking like a great start for us. Here's a mountain, but it's full of dwarves. Can we take this? I mean, they're completely cold resistant, right? No, they're not completely cold resistant. This would be an awfully close fight, but this would be really good for us. Our Drake might... If our Drake gets shot immediately, we'll lose. It's worth the risk. We're risking it for the biscuit, folks. This is going to be a make or break it point. And you'll see we're just going to get shot to death, frankly. Oh, God. Those resistances. Come on. Come on. Come on, Mr. Drake and spells. Oh, yes, Drake, please. Okay, don't get caught up on the Dalva. He's getting caught up in the Dalva. Holy Christ. Kill the Dalva, please. Don't lose our shaman. Don't lose our shaman, please. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, please. Yes! 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 Now we just need to survive. Okay. Folks. That was risky as hell. Okay. So now we have this. And now we just need to survive for a little bit. We have one slinger. But we're behind an iron gate now. Over here. And even though this is a dwarf city, we can turn it into a kobold hatchery. I actually have no idea what kobolds, what kobolds will spawn here. Maybe both green and white. I don't know. It might just because we get both gem types both spawn, which would be really good early on. We're gonna save for posterity in case we crash, because we don't want to lose this. This is, I cannot tell you how good it is to have won that battle. Which was really dangerous, because there was a lot of outdoor dwarves there, and outdoor dwarves all have crossbows, whereas their minor cousins don't, which, I'll be honest, I'm not used to the new models and things. I don't know if they're even new models, or if the map transparency in the background is just confusing me, but I thought those were minors. Those were all crossbowmen, so that was even more dangerous to try, but it worked. And that means we're going to get our second kobold hatchery, which means little kobolds are going to start spawning. And this is good. This is good for us. We have some good stuff going on. We have true movement through ice, which is really good. We can go explore up here and see if there's any more bases we can find. And we have a nice amount of income coming in. Might want to stop trading for iron now, though. Not going to need it. We already have access to a white shaman. We don't have the money for it. We're definitely going to stop trading for iron. Don't trade anything. We could sell some of our blue gems. That actually is going to be something I'm going to do. I hate to do it, but we need the early gold income to build things. And we actually do... Oh, God, this is so good. So tip for those of you who are going to play kobolds, apparently if you get both color gems in a mine, and that's usually going to be in the Dwarven cities and things like it, apparently you get both kinds of kobolds. So dwarf strongholds are really value. Because now we're going to get the green kobolds, which basically all center around poison, being poison resistant and shooting poison. They also have 4 stealth. And the white kobolds would center around lightning resistance or shock resistance and flying. That's what makes them, for the most part. Also, we're going to have access to archers now, which are a big boon, because archers are way better, frankly. Take that. A lot of wilderness creatures that we don't want to mess with too much yet. But this is, oh god, this is Mamma Mia. I love it. We have all the resources we need to succeed now. And with the kobolds, once you start to spiral, I found that you generally just continue to. Oh, yes, in another mine, which means more kobolds can be built here. We're going to want to do that as soon as we can. Also, more resources, of course. And the pale ones are particularly bad, frankly. Pale ones are just not very good. Oh, they have siege tunneling now? Oh, pale ones are really scary, actually. Compared to what they used to be, at least. We'll see how dangerous they really are, but who knows what the possibilities are. But we function a lot like the dwarves in Conquest 4. We get mountains, we hide in them, but we have a lot of different stuff and different strategies. What is sap? I don't know why this is sap. That's a weird... That might be a bug. This game is early in its release, so bugs are going to happen. God, ooh. Green archers to start with are really good. Because, you know, you have that -1 to damage, but 1 to 5 poison, if they get affected by it, is... That's wild. And you get just as many. So ignore these guys. Ignore your slingers that you get, because these guys are just terrible. Get the little poison dudes. Even though you'll get more slingers, it's like, okay, do you want actual killing? Unless you're facing like a witch, or someone who doesn't die to poison, like, you know, the pale ones are gonna die just as easily to slingers as they will poison, so you're probably gonna want to just poison them, frankly. You'll want to do that. So, keep that in mind, but otherwise... Poison, very good. Don't know what we want to do yet. It's going to be a little slow getting all our troops here. We might just be nice off saving for a stronghold, because strongholds give you more kobold production, and they give you elite kobolds, so I don't know yet. How many wolves are here? Only 3? Probably kill 3 wolves. Just take a couple of these guys. We'll leave our slinger. Ooh. Leave like 2 of these guys. We want this tent village, just up our gold gain just a bit. And we'll ice these dudes. Easy enough. But we want to be careful. Sorry, I'm hearing a weird sound from my cats. I don't know what they're doing. It's okay. Go kill these dudes. Just overrun them. Love to see it. I don't know if I want more troops to take on this. I mean, this iron mine is just going to give us more resources. We probably want to do that. But we're also pretty vulnerable right now. Okay. What we're going to do here is get some green archers. Stock up here on those guys. Leave a couple here. And you can see we had a spawn. Now, kobolds are starting to spawn here, but... you know, mostly you're just going to want to hold these here to stave off anyone who comes by. We're going to take a small squad. And when I say small squads for kobolds are like 2 lines worth of these guys. Enough of these guys to shoot. Leave the rest, and we're going to go run around in the cold. Mostly just a scouting mission. Yeah, mostly just scouting. I think they're eating. I don't know why they sound so funny eating right now, but the cats do. God, we have to move through this. This is misleading as hell. Apparently this is a sea tile, even though it looks like mostly land. Very misleading to me. Ooh. Don't want the bandits getting out of control, so we'll go kill them. They will slaughter kobolds. But we're getting close to where if we save up some money, we'll get another hatchery. I'll admit, I'm scared of those pale ones. They pack a punch. They do not fall easy. They're not cold resistant, though. Unfortunately, now through the snow, we're going to be slow since we have other kobolds in that army. We have a port. It's not very useful to us. Okay. And generally, you're going to need just continuous expansion with these guys, because you're going to want to explode very quickly. Here's one of the new magic items. It gives you Heart of Life, gives you Hades immunity and False Life, which... Wow, that's interesting. That's an interesting magic item. Not useful for this guy very much, but it just gives him a chest wound. But apparently it gives false life to inanimate stuff. So you could have some of the enchanter stuff is going to particularly be benefited by that never heals. Will now heal, which kind of breaks that specific kind of thing. But these are the caravan guards. Ooh, yeah, these are the elites right here. I'm just worried they're going to stab this guy to death. Kill the wolves. We have an abandoned mine with Yithians that will just slaughter most of us. Oh, the energy beam, actually, if we send in the whites, these little white guys, they will just crush, actually. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to wait for our chieftain to bring us the other kobolds here. And then next turn, we'll attack in force. Kill this first. Why not grab some of these hamlets and villages? They will give us plenty of resources that we need. That's fine for now. If we see an enemy arise, we might need to recruit in haste, but hopefully they don't instantly kill us. We don't have very good vision as the kobolds. You don't have great scouts that can run around the map so far that I've found. I could be wrong about that as we discover more about the faction, but my early inclination is their scouting is not that good. We're going to move into here, take this iron mine, turn it into a hatchery, and build more kobolds. Then we might get this abandoned mine eventually. Because, you know, that won't help us with resources very much. It's only a gem, and it's like a coal mine, basically. But it will give us another base. But we're going to want to go in there with white kobolds, so basically none of these guys. That might be a while. But it is another base to build kobolds out of, and that means we're going to rapidly expand. You can watch. We're just going to lose a bunch of frontliners to these guys, but we're going to overwhelm them. Especially these naked ones. They're just, you see the slingers kill them pretty easily. Even so. I like this tip. That's a good tip for early players, is that if you play the enchanter, animate your bows, please. Otherwise you will die very quickly. Take this chieftain, run him against some swordsmen. And this guy can build another kobold hatchery. We're actually super close to another kobold stronghold, which, oh, this expansion's good. Let's give it a save for posterity. Let's see, I've been testing the Scourge Lord, although the Scourge Lord, unlike the kobolds, has another variety of problems that we'll get into during that run-through. Of course, we will be doing a run-through on that as well. You can see the kobolds' problem is they have trouble with a couple of swordsmen even early on. Eventually, you get better troops here, which we're going to get relatively quickly because we had good expansion. And you'll see kind of what the kobolds have to do. If an unwise kobold player would go down here, try and hold on to all this, and fight for it, that's a bad idea. You're like the dwarves. If you can grab some settlements, okay, go ahead. But what you're going to want to defend are these things, your little hatcheries. You need to build up kobolds. That's your play. Your play is not this stuff. This stuff is going to die. You want to build this stuff, these houses and things. They're going to get caught. You're not going to keep them if another enemy comes by. You just don't have the forces early on. You need to build up these bases and get things really moving for your faction before you focus on the other stuff. Also, trade your gems early. You don't have a lot of uses for them. You're going to get dragons, but frankly, you won't, as long as you're not trading at an overprice, you're going to still see collect a bunch of these gems. And if we click this, you know, dragons are only 25 gems. We're almost there already. And you can get a variety of gems, so just sell the one that you're not using, which we're actually going to change that to sell diamonds. And you'll up your gold gain significantly, which is what you need early on for the kobolds. You don't need all these gems. And you should take advantage of any trade post you have. Now, it's possible you don't get trade posts, right? But if you get lucky enough to have one near your thing, you can always click on and click off. And in the snow, it's going to be hard for them to come back. Although here we've been almost unavoided. So thankfully there's that for us right now. But in most games, you're going to have people come and take all the stuff around. Maybe try and attack your kobold holes even, if they feel brave enough. Listening to the nice Scottish hills music. Yeah, none of these. See, these aren't even worth trying to take all that attrition. Not at all. What we do want to do is take all these white kobolds eventually and kill these guys. But we're going to wait a little bit because they have big HP pools, even if their beams won't hit us. They have astrology spells. Is this a sage? Oh, they have level 2, yeah. These guys are dangerous. Although, thankfully, instead of slings, these guys have arrows, so this little blunt resistant tag won't do much against us. As long as we use mostly not these slingers. But you can see these guys have no armor. They're pretty bad against masked kobolds, thankfully. Let's grab all these dudes. Not going to use them yet. Okay, we're going to pretty much wait a turn here. And let things go by. Now, your inclination might to be immediately summon a dragon. I'm going to advise against that. Way more important is your other stuff. Now, we can summon a dragon here, but we're not going to do it yet. One, because you're going to kill all your defenders, and your dragon might move out, because your dragon is stupid. And I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. It has the stupid tag, which means you don't control it. And they only occasionally fly out, and sometimes when they fly out, it's very soon, which is good because you're going to take a citadel, but bad because your dragon is going to leave your base mostly undefended because you've just killed a massive amount of your kobolds, right? You're going to kill 25 of these little expendable kobolds, including what might be your archers. So it's a bit of a conundrum on how to deal with that. We're going to try and show you how I deal with it. Hopefully it's good advice. This looks promising over here. Seeing lots of mountains is always a good sign for our kobolds. And hills. And a tiny mine that won't give us a lot, but it will give us a decent boost. Okay. We could just build a shaman. And I think we will. Oh god, it's a green shaman. Definitely do that. Okay, so now we have another shaman. You see, they get bile magic. Which is essentially poison and snakes and frogs and things like that. This guy got way too many summons. Or Tikla got way too many summons. But she instantly got summoned dragon. And we'll probably summon a dragon with her and not the other guy, because we'll just hoard the gems with this dude. And I want to get a bile dragon or a green dragon much more than I want the others, so... What season are we in? Midwinter, we could jump across here. I think we'll do that. Going on this mountain just to scout. We might take this soon. There's a bridge here we can get back across very easily. Not too worried about the snakes. Not yet, at least. This guy's probably stuck. No, he's not. He's got that nice cold move. Ooh, flagellates. Don't want to provoke them just yet. Ooh, right next to a Temple of El. El faction is actually pretty bad against us because a lot of their troops early on don't have the protection required like these guys to fight us. These guys will die to slingers in masses. So will their archers, but, you know, these guys will too. Their spearmen are a little bit better, because they have the shields. And we're about to get harassed by knights, which is obvious. There's a tower next to us. The knights, of course, are going to harass us, but we have more important priorities, which is our first Kobold stronghold. Now, we built the stronghold here because we're going to get... Let's see if I can show you. One, we're going to get, I believe, slingers spawn now, but you're also going to get these warriors. I believe we're also going to get white warriors. I don't know about that fully, or if it's green priority. I have no idea. I've never done this with this kind of thing. But we're going to start getting a bunch of our elite troops now, and we're going to get more kobolds spawning here than before, which is good. Very good for us. We definitely want that. But we're going to resolve this battle. We're not going to move out yet. Going to take some losses here for sure, as the kobolds are apt to do, but we're going to overwhelm these little dwarves. And that looked like another L faction fighting each other, which is kind of funny. We'll avoid that altogether if we can. Yeah, it's two L's fighting each other. He'll probably take this. And this guy already has some Templars, and these do well against us. Knights and Templars will slaughter kobolds. Cavalrymen less so, but still. It's pretty slaughtery. Could build, should build more defenses here. This is a pretty weak early fortress, but we focused on this guy over here. Which you'll now see, we do get the elites of both. And the elites are a little bit better. They have 1 more HP. Do they have more magic resistance? Probably. No, they don't have any more magic resistance. They have 2 armor. They have a shield. They have their respective resistances and tags that they're going to have. And, you know, the shields can soak with the armor up to like 4 damage, potentially, from range. And, you know, 3 from regular attacks. So these guys are more tanky. They're still weak. So if you get past their armor, right, if our armor doesn't proc very well, because these are chances in terms of shields, you could still just die almost instantly. But they're much stronger, and they have a sword. So this is damage diversity, and they have a javelin, which they can only use once, but hell, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Don't want the sling. You can leave that slinger there. What else we'll get from here is, you know, all the green respective stuff. I'd love to show you the drakes that you get and things, but we haven't spawned one yet. And we're not going to spawn really any of the white stuff until we get a white commander, which might be a little while. We're really massing these. Oh god, okay. L's right here. We could just kill him. Let's get rid of this nuisance. These guys are just going to die. His spells aren't going to protect him. They're going to get shot to death and frozen. It's not going to be good for them. They have basically no chance. Then we'll probably kill those cavalrymen. But that'll be this turn. And you'll see here, this guy, instead of instantly dying, actually could do some resistance. So, although we're still going to lose kobolds. They are much more tanky. As you see, 2 of them have survived the front line, unlike what usually happens. This guy's frozen. Ooh, this is new. Okay, it's just called something different? Is this just a... No, this is a different kind of banish spell? Interesting, I guess. So this is a crappy but further banish spell. So this is like what you'd use against Long Dead. Okay. So Long Dead are weaker versus L now. Because his greater banishment is good against stronger undead, but these are... Okay, that's for another time. That's for another time to think about Conquest fans, or Illwinter fans, is what I probably should say. Interesting stuff. Okay. Now, we're going to take these kobolds and just basically run away. As kobolds are apt to do. Get sight. Not really anything over here. Although this guy is not long for this world, it's looking like. He is not in a good spot. We'll kill his flagellates. These guys are just going to fall real quick. But you'll see here, we've been getting just like a decent amount of these guys so far. these little warriors, which they will now make up our front line, and they're great. We want to kit this place out with a better thing as well. So this guy's going to stick around because he's our only shaman in the area that can cast that spell. This guy, though, next turn will likely summon a dragon, which unfortunately is just going to slaughter a bunch of little green kobolds. I don't know, does it? I think it slaughters its respective color. No, it doesn't look like it might. It'll probably kill them all then. Kill indiscriminately based on the race of the kobold. But we love it. And I want to get a dragon out. I also want to save it for a sorcerer, because sorcerers are good. What the fuck is this? Okay, saints are different. Saints are different now. That's wacky. You don't get archers in these, which makes these almost useless, as I can show you there. Is this like cold resistant? Oh god. This is scary. Okay, I want to play L now. L has some new troops. My word. L's very interesting faction. I like them quite a bit. Okay. We're going to summon our first dragon. Take a look at this guy. Sometimes they start with magic items. We did not get lucky. Bile dragon, or a green dragon, has, 150 hit points, 105 hit points, 9 magic resistance, 9 strength, 3 armor. They rank towards the front. They have 7 morale. They increase our chances of getting shamans, sorcerers, and wyvern knights, which we haven't even seen a wyvern knight spawn yet, so hopefully we'll get to see one soon. You do lose kobolds to wyvern knights, but they're pretty good comparatively with the rest of your kobolds and doing damage, but they have the same issue if you don't have enough of them in a line, they'll fly forward too quickly. These cause fear. They have a giant poison breath. They sweep with their tail, so they'll just murder units as they sweep with their tail through them. Yeah. So -1 damage after each target. So this will just, kill little guys. Bites, claws, they have that poison cone that we talked about, but you don't control them because they have this stupid tag. And so, it's kind of in my opinion. Dragons aren't that great. If you can get them because they'll fly around and do massive damage to armies, but they'll probably die in the process, and so you're dealing with attrition. And if you know anything about me, I really like to avoid attrition. Ooh. Okay, we have a new mission for this guy, and it's to go kill this dude if you can catch him. So we can take these magic items and put this on the dragon, because that'll be a much better dragon. Because if your dragon doesn't start with a regeneration item, they do tend to just die. Even though that'll give him a chest wound, I think it's frankly worth it. Because he's gonna, regen at, 90 HP, which is wild. Okay. Vex to a blue shaman and a green shaman. At various levels of expenses. My word. Where's the blue shaman? Why is this guy so expensive? Just keep in mind this kind of thing. Don't overpay for a shaman when you don't need it, because we don't need one right now. We need to go find that dude. And you can go kill this thing before it starts converting and giving more gold to the other elf faction. I don't care about this guy. This guy's weak. He's lost all his shit already, but the other elf faction will cause us problems. Oh god, we can't even do it yet. So they're probably going to get some conversion. Unless we take this army. Yeah, we'll do that. Take this army and go forth. It's fine. Kill. Looks like our dragon's already moved. It's so weird. The dragons, they're very much the stupid tag. They will move at intermittent times that will end up being either really useful, where sometimes they'll join a battle with you, to other times you'll never see them do anything useful for you. This is deadly. Oh god, and it has 4 armor. That's going to be a problem. Oh, come on, archers. You need to kill that sword. I didn't look at its armor when I was thinking about this. There we go. Okay. So, probably way too many losses on that, but at least we prevented them from spreading their vile religion. The vile religion. There we go. This is going to work out nicely. We can go throw this on the dragon when he returns to our house. Although he is very proactive right now. Although we've lost this. It's unfortunate. No access to Wyvern Knights yet. So this just changes like every once in a while. Okay. When you have different types. It's interesting. This guy's going to go here. He's going to turn this into a Kobold stronghold. This guy, I think we're going to save up our Bile gems. We need to get a white shaman when it gets available. Could really use one. So we have a bunch of air gems we need to use for things and stuff. Okay, is there anyone else we need to move? Doesn't look like it. Oh dear Christ. Did that kill our shaman? Or chieftain? Okay, just a chieftain. That's irritating, but that's fine. Flames. Yeah, you usually only want to send fire guys against these dudes, because these guys will just die to fire. Not especially so, but you know, low HP. We'll win the fight, but lose our chieftain. Don't throw a shaman in an army like that. Make sure your shaman's behind stuff, or you're fighting with resistance. Because otherwise you'll be in a heap of trouble. Now we have a problem on our hands. But we'll kit this place out with a stronghold. Oh, not enough iron yet. Okay, we're down on our iron for what we need. We could start trading for it. Ugh, lost that. Let's get a decent-sized army going here. This stuff will just spawn up, so you can grab it all. Don't want to leave it too undefended, because that would be a lot of resources used, but not super worried about it at the same time. We'll go grab this, and we're going to start looking for other mines. Eventually, we're going to buy some abilities in the Ritual of Mastery. Level 2, you can sense out mines by sacrificing a kobold every turn. Which is a funny little ability. Now, I'm glad we have poison. Because L is generally, this faction with the white little knights you see, are generally going to have these high armor knights that are just going to do really well unless you have things like poison. Looks like a captain ran out of here. I don't want to... This doesn't increase our chances of getting the other guys, does it? No. So we're not going to buy him. Really just need a shaman there. But we're going to take out L, because they're much more precise in trying to murder us. We're going to lose some kobolds here, unfortunately. But our back ranks are just going to shoot into these dudes. These guys are all going to die quickly, but these guys are a problem. I wish this guy had more combat spells. Make him much more effective. Versus all these dudes. Drop all these. Okay, we don't probably have enough yet. A lot of Yithians. The Yithians are kind of scary. Don't want to take our Frost Drake. We gotta remember not to do that. Then we're gonna go take them down and build another hatchery, even though the resources aren't that good. So you'll see, most of what's gonna kill these guys is gonna be poison, as our hits just barely tap them. But we're gonna lose a lot in the process, because knights and stuff will just wreck us. But they're gonna get overwhelmed. If you see a line of knights as the kobolds, I highly suggest running. Because otherwise, you'll see what just a couple of these guys can do to us. Is they took out most of our elite troops that were near them. And caused us all manner of problems. The Bakmono, though, will be much easier to fight. And now L has eliminated L, meaning one L faction is getting a lot more money now, so that's not good. And they're also on a bit of a boost, because we set it up that way. Sorry, we're just going to grab a shaman. He's going to go and grab these forces. This tiny little army. Where's the Crystal Heart? There it is. It's not cursed. Oh, it is cursed. He can't get off of him. Darn it. Okay, well, that's almost useless. Oh, well, we killed something. No need to send him to the dragon, then. I didn't think about that. Definitely should have thought about that. Let's look here. Okay, there's nothing here. Don't care about the serpents. Just kill this. stack of humanoids. We could do, since it's going to take a little bit, is we could just take this abandoned mine by hard force here. And I think this should be enough. With the beams not doing anything, I'm just a little hesitant not to bring any green kobolds, just to fill out the ranks, you know? There. Nothing nearby to take this, really. These boars could try, but they would die to the frost drake, so... We'll go and try and kill these Yithians. They're going to cause us trouble, but you can see we're immune to a lot of their... Oh god, stars from the skies. That's going to hurt. And we're getting confused. I was hoping they wouldn't have luck. Okay, we're shooting some of them. You'll see they die quickly once we start getting up, and the massive amount of attacks, luck is not going to save them. But we'll lose a whole bunch of kobolds in the process, but we'll take an abandoned mine. And we could build a hatchery now, but I think we're going to save it for a stronghold, just because it seems more pertinent. The Fury of the Small. And instead of like halfling or gnomes, we're playing kobolds. Oh, that's good. Love to see that when they kill El. El is a scary faction. Especially with those new flaming swords that I've never seen, really. Unless, maybe those were there before, actually. I don't know if those are new. I haven't played El in a long time, and it might be something you get with breaking the seals. The last time I played El, I didn't do very much in terms of breaking seals. I generally like to play them as like a zealot faction instead of getting angels and all that weird stuff. So it could be they've just broken a lot of seals, which means they get a bunch of their units that they didn't have before. But I earnestly could not tell you if that's the case, so do not ask me, because I don't know. And you got access to summon dragon, which I actually don't love. Although I do want to summon a dragon over here. I wanted the scouting spell that we get from mines. Okay. Easy fight against some serpents. No big deal. We need to start really expanding, though, and getting our weight in resources. Oh, we finally got access to Wyvern Knight. And I think we can afford both. Yeah, we'll be fine to wait. So we'll get a Wyvern Knight and show that off. So Wyvern Knights are some of your better frontline troops. And the reason, and you want to build them up like they are actually knights, because otherwise they'll go in and die on their own. But here you can see they have 35 hit points, 6 magic resistance. Not the best armor, frankly. They have 6 strength, 7 morale, so morale's not great for such a good unit, but it's okay. You have to sacrifice some kobolds to try and jump on this, as you saw when we recruited it, as well with 20 gold. But the amount of attacks you get, so this lance is only usable once, but 1 in 9 damage with a kobold? Mamma mia. But beyond that, you get a constant poison bow, a spear attack, which I don't know how he's wielding both. Maybe there's more than one kobold? I guess so. But you get a spear, a bite, and a stinger, and it's like, okay, this amount of attacks on a unit means it's a good unit. If you get a line of these guys, and you don't get slaughtered by archers because you have a line of other things behind them, I think they'll be pretty good. Now, I've yet to test that, because it's hard to mass them, but I want to try massing them and then seeing what they do, because I have a feeling they'll be pretty baller with this amount of attacks, including a range attack. And they'll fly over walls, too, so archers, especially because archers have nerf now, where the walls can only hold so many, I think you'll eliminate the problem of archers relatively quickly. Now that's my opinion so far. I could be incorrect, so we'll have to wait and see, but I'm pretty certain it's really good. And we're going to summon a dragon. What did this guy get? Got the Wolf Fend Amulet, which means he's got slashing resistance where he usually wouldn't have it. This guy, for all intents and purposes, is pretty similar to the Bile Dragon, or the Green Dragon, except they're frost, and so they have cold resistance and frost damage. Otherwise, pretty the same, still stupid. The benefit of this guy is that he'll kill a bunch of our kobolds. He didn't kill this. I was hoping he'd kill that one. But we could have meted it and like run all the kobolds out and then run only him in the necessary amount in. But we didn't do that. But he'll run around and take these when he feels like it. as this guy has been running around and just doing basically nothing for us, but he's been jumping around if you've been paying attention to his movements. I haven't mentioned it too much because, again, it's not super relevant. I don't like how thin this is. Just kill some wildlife, then we'll start doing some stuff when we can. A lot of air gems and no air shaman. Hopefully I haven't missed one. I tend to do that sometimes. What we can do is with this guy is we can... Oh god, we got stronghold. That's not what we wanted. It's a lot less useful. We're looking for our scouting ability where we can scout out mines, which is future bases, and to snowball, truly, we need just unlimited bases. And also, we could use some fire kobolds against L, because apparently these guys are going to start with fire blades, and those fire blades are just going to murder kobolds for no reason. Which I don't love. We have access to a frost drake over here, a blue shaman. We really need the other shamans. I'll even take a sorcerer, a white sorcerer at this point. Just don't want to let him run around here, so we're gonna lose countless amounts of kobolds probably fighting this. Although the wiser thing to do would be to get that frost kobold. No, because his spells don't do damage, do they? Yep, this thing's insane. We need an air shaman. It's our solution to everything. Oh dear God. Okay, that might have always been there, which the senator's crazy for trying to fight. What the hell is this? I don't know. I've never seen this before. This is new. Probably something to do with the senator? Some weird, like, house god that hangs out in your home and is like, hey, brah, I got some fresh blessings for your crops. You just gotta let me chill here and maybe hit up your daughter every now and then, brah. That's what I imagine him like. Oh dear. House deities are generally have been corrupted by certain TV shows. Okay, this is gonna delay our getting stronghold, but I want a little goblin murderer. So these guys are black kobolds. Black kobolds are specialty kobolds. They have stealth everywhere. They apparently survive outside our layers. And these ones are murderers. Over King Deep in some faraway mountain. I wonder if this is something we can do. I have no idea about the lore about this thing. But they have disease daggers, so that's nice. They also have an early assassination, which has that disease dagger. So little filthy daggers that'll possibly disease people. We're going to kill this before we convert more things. This is going to cause us all manner of death on these kobolds, unfortunately. But what can you do? We don't have any fire kobolds, so have to deal with what we got. And this guy has to stay here because we need him to do things. We need more gold. Could sell our air gems at an overprice, but once we get an air guy, we're going to want to kit him out with air gems. Please kill that sword before it kills all our elites. You're not doing very well, and this guy didn't even filth dagger very well. Oh, holy shit. This one sword, my god. Please. It's another round of archer fire without deaths. That's so many losses on that one thing. Oh, okay. So our dragon's attacking. You get to watch him in action. You'll see one of the problems is that they'll attack siege equipment stuff, and they might die in situations like this where they get shot to death. And then you hand your enemies magic items, which on these guys, you know, Wolfroot Amulet does nothing to these independents. As they are. But if you could imagine, like, you're attacking a Troll King and they get past this dragon and suddenly they have slash resistance, and that's a very powerful thing on a troll. But, you know, usually you'll end up gaining some nice resources in the interim like we're about to. And this is going to up our trade, actually, because he's taken a town. But then he's going to get fought by the senator, and he'll probably get javelined to death here. He'll cause fear. He might win. It's possible. He's in a tough spot, and he hasn't feared that many people. and what he needs to do. He has iced them, hasn't he? Oh, they died. Yeah, he'll probably win this, actually. They didn't bring enough archers, which, you know, the Senator has trouble massing his archers, so... I'm not so surprised. And you'll see here, you know, the problem is, if he continues to move to dangerous places, he's only got 28 health right now. He hasn't taken any wounds, which is lucky. And nicely, he has that slash resistance, which is really good on him. But, especially when he gets in the front lines with those guys with their little swords. Oh, if only we had the money for that green sorcerer. Sorcerers give level 2 spells. We'll just look at it. They give level 2 spells, otherwise they're pretty crappy still, but they only have level 1 rituals. That's a good note to make here, probably, is that the rituals aren't as good for the sorcerers. But they do have the spells, so it's kind of a trade-off. These guys are weird. Are they stupid? Stationary. So they just spawn these on farms now? And they give gold bonuses? I wonder how much these cost, or what they cost. They're not that strong, like, frankly. They'll die to our dragon. Especially a Bile dragon, because forest magic is generally only going to have poison spells. We are trading our air gems, right? Just making sure. Yeah. We're selling our diamonds. I hate having all these kobolds here, but I just have trouble finding the use. We could fort that, but I think we'll fort this, because I want more air kobolds. I want to ascend to the skies, man. If we ever see an air shaman, we'll prioritize that. White kobold chief, that's not what we need. Wyvern knights, might be able to buy one still. We have another kobold stronghold, so this is more elite units for us. Buy another Wyvern Knight. And a nice change from Conquest 4 is that you now get mercenaries from towns and chances at magic items, which is a cool new benefit of towns, which the kobolds, you know, don't benefit as much from because you don't prioritize it, but it's an option. Just going to take a whole... No, I'll take the poison guys. And a couple more. Just for some posterity here. There. Okay. Now we're going to move these guys out and search for new lands. As soon as they can move. Oh, dear. Our dragons decided to take a market village, which, you know, we don't have a defense force here. We could go run some slingers there, but frankly, they'll die to the Senator so easily. If we had Bile stuff nearby, if we had our poison kobolds, we might move some of their archers there. But the shields are just going to soak so much of the damage. It's not super worth. Not enough iron. Oh, geez. God, these are pricey on the iron side. I didn't realize that. Why do these cost iron? They don't even wear armor. It's funky. Funky way to do things. Shouldn't have moved him out. So he's going to stick up here. Yeah, he's going to go just back and turn this into a hatchery and then a stronghold. This guy's the one I want to move. It's so slow. Mountain movement is slow. Oh my god, the Pale One King is still alive. Does he get regeneration on him? I need to see if I can see him. No, he just lived. God, that's scary. Oh, and they have slingers now. Okay, the Pale Ones are a lot better. Wow, they really buffed up the Pale Ones. To be fair, they really struggled before. And they probably still will struggle, I imagine. But they're probably viable now, I assume. Whereas before, if you don't get sapphires, you're basically dead. Your ohms in the Pale Ones are the ones that do it. And you summon them with these sapphires, and they do these mind blasts that paralyze if you're not aware. But most of you probably are. We need a mountain. Where the hell? Oh, Freya. Just jump up here. I put up my green... Every time I have my green screen up, she doesn't know how to get up on my desk anymore. And well, this ain't great. Hopefully he freezes it. Oh, nope. He's dead. That's crap. That's garbage. God. Freya. So this is really bad. This dragon's just dead because he ran into a whore. And, you know, they're stupid, so fine, but it's very irritating. We lose the Wolffield amulet, and that's always going to be a problem if we summon a dragon here. But I think you're starting to see the dragons early on aren't that good. I think later you might get control of them, but I haven't seen that yet. There's a beanstalk. I love some of these things that are in the game now. They're so funny. A beanstalk, my lord. My word. Nothing we can buy here. It's not right. Nothing we want yet. We could Kobold Hatchery, which we will do. So now we'll have a bunch of kobolds coming out of this abandoned mine. They're all going to be green, which is dope. We'll start to spiral here, and we'll start seeing our limitations are mostly gold-based. Oh, a white shaman. Please afford it. Oh, where is he? There he is. Here he is, and we can't afford it. We'll finally get a white shaman, which is something we've been looking for a while. And these guys will do a whole bunch of stuff. We haven't messed with our traps at all yet, which you might want to look into soon. Be interesting to show it to you guys, but I don't think we'll benefit from them because these are already full of people. You know, over here, it wouldn't hurt. So what this does is you'll see now there's a little frost rune trap, and it basically is just a small defense that'll explode and kill troops. It more goes with Kobold lore that they build a bunch of traps. It costs a single Kobold and a single gem. They're worth it if you find yourself really in danger early on. We'll just wait. But, you know, if they have stuff that runs forward, you're going to be in some trouble. Because they're just going to die on those without anyone else there. So either you hope for like a line of knights that are going to charge together and die on these, or, you know, something similar. I don't think they'll help you so much, because they're like a one-time thing, obviously, because it says that. Oh, that's not it. So yeah, meh. You know, they're okay. If they aren't a one-time thing, they're great, but I haven't even seen them used so far. Really, just what comes down to here is you're a faction with many numbers early on, and that's what you're going to need to take advantage of. And you're going to need to play like cowardly kobolds, too, and skirt around any conflicts that are not favorable to you. We finally found pirates. I haven't seen these guys yet. Yeah, they're pretty dangerous, unless you can shoot them to death. I don't know how interested I am in taking losses on a port that we might lose later. I wonder if we should stop selling air gems. We need money to continue our progress. As we start to collect a bunch of garbage kobolds. Ooh, we could do this. Some of the winged archers, and then eventually get a chieftain. I think we will. And then we'll go to the clouds to scout, maybe. What we could do with you is make an attempt. God, my lord. Are you... Okay, finally got foretelling. My word. Cost us all of our gems to kit that guy fully out when we didn't want to with rituals, but... Air gems are what we're getting the most of, even though we're selling them, so might as well try it. Probably want a level 3 shaman so we can start taking advantage of our level 3 stuff that I haven't even seen yet. Oh my god, now we're getting attacked by a dragon. Oh, and this guy's really powerful. That's a little scary. He doesn't even do an ice breath even though he's underwater. He's got poison breath. That's a little frightening. Let's purchase a little defense force there. With our frost drake. Hopefully it'll do a little something. Okay, here's a regular coal mine. That's super what we want. And this guy can only build a hatchery right now, so we'll need to upgrade him a little bit. But now what we can do is do some foretelling, which, ooh, that's value down there. Although they won't, the blue kobolds don't really have anything special down there. We'll keep doing that. Oh, we can get reds over here and a bunch of gold. That's probably going to be what we do unless we find something better here. And just an abandoned mine. Yeah, so these guys are going to go take out this gold stream. Unless they find a better mine on the way, of course. But otherwise, that's some value. Now that we have a foreteller, we can just keep using him to inform us. They took our market village, which really sucks, because we're down on trade now. Lose my voice, which means we probably have to end soon. A white chieftain will mean... where is he? I mean, we have a flyer here. Why am I not clicking on him? Can I click on him? There we go. Which means these guys can take upwards soon. The way upward is blocked. Means there's probably something there. So these guys will go fly around and do some scouting. In the clouds. They might also die very quickly, but hopefully not. We'll see. I haven't messed around with the clouds too much, but I'd like to get a better look. Wyvern Knight and a Stone Drake. Might be worth saving our money. Build another advanced hatchery, and then we'll have 3 different little pyres here building out. We could also do it here. Not super concerned. That dude just keeps... This is irritating. It looks like Bakemono can get these guys, though. Which is cool. That's coming from Dominions 5, that unit. Oh, and we did find another silver mine. This is value over here. My word. We're gonna have trouble getting around this guy. But we're definitely gonna take this very soon after we take the gold stream. We could do this first. It's more gold, actually. Might want to do that. I want my red little kobolds, but at the same time... We can fly upwards now. We'll see immediately a cloud hamlet with some dudes that we cannot fight yet. And a cloud village with a whole bunch of air dudes who are in the clouds. So these are all dangerous to us. Hopefully they don't wander. I have no idea. I haven't spent enough time in the clouds to know. We should have done some foretelling. Oh, and these guys are in some trouble. Although, maybe not, because they're going to poison the hell out of this guy before he can get through the gate. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. Well, you've seen an excellent kobold defense against a single troll. Sorcerer and a Storm Drake. Can't afford the Sorcerer. I'd love to buy a Sorcerer. We probably should save up for that soon. You... actually, you're going to be our Foreteller. And you can't afford this yet. So you'll go kill these ants. Prevent them from taking more of our things. We probably want to focus down this stuff soon, since it's apparently not going to be taken very often. Oh god. Where are the demons coming from? Hopefully no one's dug to the demon plane or there's no gate that I missed an event for, but we'll go take this mine. Hopefully these guys will leave us alone. Although we actually do a little bit better versus the demons, because we have defense against things like Frost Shield, although this army doesn't. And this is a pretty weak demon stack, unless there's a hidden Shadow Fiend, not Fiend, Devil? Shadow Devil? Demon Lord, whatever it is. The big guys from 4. Although I don't know if they've made changes to them. I haven't played the Demonologist yet. Been mostly sticking to the new factions. There's some dwarves. Did we just foretell? Oh, shit! God damn it. Well, this should have been taken ages ago. That's what I get for not scouting close enough to my base. I deserve a little bit of scrutiny for that, guys. I would have had access to that years ago. Though this kobold base isn't very strong, I kind of want to be careful. Because there's just a lot of garbage in here. We might want to just upgrade this, actually. Bite the bullet and do it next turn, or the turn after. And then go deal with this. Yeah. Especially with this Tatsu running around, my lord. Could wipe most of our army. Dude is that powerful. But we need to start moving some of these stacks out, which will mean we get commanders and things soon. We did all our foretelling, didn't we? No, we still have one more we can do. There we go. And once we take a bunch of these mines, we'll end up... We didn't move our guys out of the clouds. I wish we overran these guys. We're going to take some losses here. Let's look at how kobolds suffer at killing anything. Especially things with a breath weapon. My god. Or I guess that's technically like a ray, but still. Still very deadly. Yeah, okay, this will be... Oh god, not enough iron yet. We'll chill out. Hopefully we don't run across anything too dangerous over here. I have no idea what to expect. Little archer's sitting on a hill here. But we're going right for the gold stream. I believe there's just small humans in it, so it doesn't look like it's been taken, so we won't aggro anyone too poorly off taking it. Which is fortunate. We should go see with Nala what's going on over here. Since we're focusing doing this now, we don't need to have her on the abandoned mine. The mine will have to have bad troops. Really garbage stuff. More foretelling. Ooh, okay. Some dwarves. More ice kobolds. I'd love more fire wounds, but it's looking like this might be our only fire base for a little bit, unless there's some mountains right here that hold some delicious mines for us. Trying to go a bit longer for our first episode. We left our guys in the clouds again. I tend to forget about things on other planes if you've ever seen me play before. Although the clouds don't look that interesting. What we could do is take a cloud squad, if we get a bunch of these archers that have wings, and go take them to take one of these mountains, although I don't know how beneficial that is, because we'd still have to run a shaman all the way over. There we go. Now we'll start spawning some worthwhile troops, and our next goal is going to be to take that other thing there. Is this a winning fight? I think so. Just because we have so much archer fire that will overwhelm them, and the poison will kill them. We'll take losses, but I really do want to take this port. Because it's been too long, frankly, that we haven't taken it. Oh god. Who knows what's in here? Hopefully the stack doesn't get killed. That would really suck. But we gotta take risk here. Let's continue our foretelling. This is looking like a valuable place to be. Lots of mines. Okay, well, I've seen that, so thank you. Thought it said undiscovered. Future kobold. It doesn't say undiscovered. And we're just slaughtering all these kobolds. All these kobolds were spawning. They're just like, oh god, he burns us. He burns us on the pyre to tell the future. Oh god, help us. Please, I don't know why we're like a switch of Oddish, Skyrish, and whatever else people are in England. In the UK. Oh god, oh golly gee. Like a mix of a hobbit. What was that voice? My god. I am wild sometimes. Okay. Next turn, we're going to get a kobold hatchery here, which is going to be a pretty good thing for us. Can start getting warriors, and we're going to start massing slingers here, which is nice. Grab a bunch of them, and we can leave this place be with all that. We can run over here. Oh god, they have an army. Okay, well, I think we'd kill that, but hopefully they don't attack us. Then we're going to take this as soon as they get off of it. Might provoke the senator a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. We're going to risk it for the biscuit over here. We're pretty close to where we can get a dragon down here, too, and that'll be good. I think dragons are a little better when you don't have an area conquered, mostly. You can see with our Bile dragon we currently have isn't been doing much. We'll definitely win this. Take, of course, losses, as kobolds are apt to do. But this will give us support. We'll drop some archers off here. just to bare bones defend it. But that's nice trade. We probably want to stop trading our air gems away now, though, as we're going to start taking a big hit on them. And we want to collect so that we can use in the future. We'll have to think about that the next coming turns. Drop some of these kids off at school. Just about half. We'll get plenty back here. I have no interest in trying that. It's a very difficult fight. We're going to go here, and then next turn we'll be able to fort this out. The Tatsu is continued running on land. I guess these guys just wander out of the sea eventually, which is nice to know. This place is defendish. Defendish. It's not very defended. Oh, we might actually... This is going to take an extra turn to fort this. Hopefully we don't get killed. But I do want to hatchery this, and then we're going to dragon down here too. It's going to cost us a decent chunk of gold. It's interfering with some of our plans over here, but it needs to happen. What are we getting our for? Okay, yeah, we got some more stuff there, and our dragons decided to take that coal mine, it looks like. At some point. I don't know when he did that, but thankfully did. Okay. Some good stuff going. Looks like we might have some conflicts with the senator soon. Oh, and the Tatsos decide to attack us. I have no idea how well we're going to do in this battle. The ice stuff is hurting him, but we're going to lose a bunch of troops and right next to the senator. This is about as bad as it could have gone, frankly. In terms of actions, because we just lost a shit ton of kobolds. And we already had those magic acorns, so we don't even get a magic item from the Tatsu. Oh, dear Christ. And we don't have any slingers anymore. Barely any. I don't know how that's going to go. Hopefully it doesn't go badly. But we can't even build anything until we hatchery it, so... I would if I could, but I can't. And we have new priorities with Nala. I think I'm going to give up on building a better thing here. This is going to be plenty. What our purposes are, as we run out with a massive kobold horde. We actually will drop all that crap. Drop all this crap. We just don't need that many lines. We'll actually just pick up more archers from this pile. These guys are going to start just becoming fodder for spell usage, like Foretelling. That's good. And then we'll run these guys around. Probably go take this gold stream. Give us even more sapphires, and then Nala will be able to eventually improve herself, which will be nice. Down here, it does look like we could eventually... You know what? We want to start trading again for iron. So hopefully we can kit our bases out, because that seems to be the new priority. Well, hopefully this doesn't run all our gold into the ground. We'll see. I want to build this Bile dragon here. You've seen this before. He'll run around and kill druid stuff. And fortunately, he's immune to a lot of the druid's spell damage. So if he runs across an actual druid, he won't be very good. It looks like Nala might have to kill some... Oh god, we forgot about our cloud guys, and these guys are just going to die. Yeah, that's fine. We weren't focused on them anyway. Just a waste of a little bit of resources, not anything too dangerous. Ooh, a Wraith Crown. I would very much like to have that. Wraith Crowns are nice on the Kobolds, and we'll see why in a little bit here. But this is a dangerous Kobold stack. You know, these guys are going to Javelin all together, these guys are going to Archer, and that's how you kill things as the Kobolds, is you just pelt them to death. And we have another hatchery. And walls, so these guys are a little bit safer. Still are in danger, I'd say, but not endangered. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, I love it, though. I love stupid comments like that. Oh, goodness. Let's do just a little bit more foretelling, maybe. And we'll get off the good base. Take these with him, though. Take a couple of guys. Just go sit here. I probably should have just left him. But we'll start doing foretelling here, so hopefully it procs on these stupid kobolds who aren't useful to us. Gonna start needing more expansion parties soon and just throwing kobolds against people. Now that we're starting to mass. Although, really, we should send them against mines. I have 2 minds about it. The cringe jokes will continue, I promise you that. They will never end. Nala will attack these guys. They should fall pretty quickly. They're just gonna get shot so much. There's just nothing they can really do. And, you know, all the archers won't get their shots off because there's 3 lines, so mostly just maybe these guys, this front line, but still, you know. The intention is eventually these guys will see their use. I wish more poison were in the front. That's a little weird. All the poison are back, but so be it. Do some foretelling. Okay. We've seen that. Okay, maybe foretelling isn't going to be useful anymore. We may have found too many mines for our own good. We may need to mine our own business. Mind our own business. Silliness. Okay, we found his first outpost. He's probably got more now, and there's a coal mine. We're gonna save up to build this into a stronger fort, as is necessary. Black chieftains don't give us, they don't give us better chance at getting their other ilk. If they did, we'd probably buy one now. Because the Black Chieftain, I think they, right in front of a boulder instead of behind it. Oh my lord. Alright. Yeah, I don't see much we can do here. We're gonna want to get level 3 kobolds very soon. Let's just see here how we can... Now, we're losing a lot of javelins to undead, unfortunately. I didn't think about that too much, but we'll be fine. Just lose a little more than we would have if they javelined all these guys, but we're still a pretty nasty force to behold. We got spells coming in. This ethereal guy will last a little longer, and he's actually a paladin instead of a Templar. What is their blessed looking like? Not that great yet. Their blessed can get kind of wild with a lot of HP. These guys quickly turn into like troll-like non-regenerating trolls that have better damage. And he's odd too. Oof. So only our archers are really going to strike him with their spells. Although we're killing our own troops here because this is a burst, and these are not ice kobolds. That's something to keep in mind, is that we're going to just slaughter kobolds with burst spells now. This guy is just thugging. Lost an eye, so he's going to have trouble attacking, unfortunately. He's got a poison tick. That's what we need. We lose an ungodly amount of kobolds to this one dude. There we go. And our shaman now has a wraith crown. I don't think we'll keep that on our shaman. Pale one was eliminated. That might have been the pale one we've seen running around. Who knows? Maybe they're not that good. The Wraith Crown, though, is going to go in the front so that a bunch of undead proc, and then we have some protection. And we're running for this gold stream. Hopefully we'll get it in a reasonable amount of time. Could buy some slingers here and just protect our base a little more. I think I will do that. Let's try this like one more time. Yeah, we're just seeing this. Okay, we're done foretelling. I think we've seen the limits on that for now. And that means we could grab a whole bunch of troops and run out of here. We'll wait for more to spawn before we do this. Just fill up the ranks a little more. Leaving the Wyvern Knights, hoping to just build a bunch more of them, although that's going to be such a future goal because we're just building our hatcheries. L is eliminated by the Bakmono. It's an interesting turn of events. Which means the Bakmono are going to be pretty powerful, it looks like, because they seem to have gotten pretty far. Let's look at the faction thing real quick. Okay. It's interesting enough. Okay. This is... I should not have moved the stack. I don't know what I was thinking there. These guys are now in trouble. I hope they don't kill this guy. Although he's new, kind of, relatively to the other shamans, and it's whatever. It's not game-breaking. It's just upsetting if we do lose him, stupidly. Okay, you can now all move out. Could try and kill Bakmonos, although that's going to be tough. The Bakmonos are very strong. What? Very strong. But you don't even have that spell you need. You got Foretelling. Of course, when I don't want it, we get it. And now we have that. The Gold Stream actually isn't going to give us any more mining stuff. We actually are really low on iron mines. We only have one? Yeah. So that means our production's just lower than it could be. But I'm good with having a lot of gold, too. It's an important resource, and that means our troop production's going to kind of skyrocket here, especially in places where we might not otherwise get access to it. Thankfully, they decided it's better not to attack us. They're probably pretty low on troops, I'm assuming, if I haven't seen a big response here. Or they're fighting another conflict that is taking their attention away from us. Which either I am very okay with. Almost to this gold stream. God, now there's a choice I have to make about which one of these I want to fort first. And I don't know, do we want to go against the Bakmono, or do we want to... The Bakmono, I think we're probably better against, because we're resistant to a lot of their elements. So I'm going to go take out the Senator with these guys, actually. Zika is going to go... Zikra, whatever her name is going to go the opposite direction. Going this way. Going to be very slow through the snow. And the problem is this is just not going to take out these guys fast enough. And the dragons will just run on top of this old castle, and I can feel loss of gems and gold for no reason, so I'm not going to entertain that idea. You do have the stronghold thing now, and ooh, pretty. It's a lot of dwarves, though. This is a lot of our army, though. And a lot of these guys aren't going to get shots. The thing about fighting dwarves is they're usually really good at tanking, right? And they do really good damage in melee. But the problem is there's just so many of us. Their arbalists and stuff are just so slow that they're not going to kill enough of our guys. Whereas, like, if we were a human faction, we wouldn't be running around with an army of 102 troops right now. Probably. Well, we might by this point in the game, but, you know, they wouldn't be kobolds that shoot arrows. They'd be a bunch of spearmen and archers, and they'd be slow, and they'd have a bunch of problems. But we have a crazy amount of projectiles that are going to hit these dwarves, so I'm not too worried about that fight. This is a stronghold now, so this is going to start spawning good troops. Back here, we've had a stronghold for a while, and we need to get someone to grab troops here. Ooh, we got a hero. We can... Not enough gold, actually. Just a little bit shy. As we hear the peaceful music of the kobolds. A little weird. We can get a red chieftain, but not here. They'd be down here, and I just don't want to entertain that. You will see here, though, we're going to get red kobolds, which, you know, they have fire resistance, basically the same otherwise. And they have slingers, which are bad. These are generally not very good compared to our other archers that we can grab. Ooh, these guys probably now have gotten experience. Yeah, so they're getting progressively less bad. They now have 3 hit points. So, you know. Growing stronger, as the Tyrells do. We are not unbowed, unbent, unbroken, as most of the action is taken away from us. Taken part away from us, thankfully. Very nice to see it. Just going to mass up plenty of troops here before we really take a stance in these wars. We'll build a murderer. Subserviate him, so we'll get a little assassination if they end up having any mages when we go fight them. Nala will go take this gold stream, and ooh, this is even more value, because there's 2 coal mines next to it. That will up our production if we're able to take it all. We'll see how this fight goes. This is a massive distraction. So with the kobolds, you really do want Wraith Crowns, because it really lends to your whole distraction plays. You can see the amount of javelins that didn't do anything, but our archers will really be the cream of the crop fighting these dwarves here. The poison ones specifically are going to do much better. Because these dwarves don't have a lot of hit points, but they have a lot of armor. And so the one taps are going to give them poison. They're going to start dying and start doing some nice stuff. Here we go. We've done it. All that's left is not a cliff, a dwarf commander, which is a little easy to take out on his own. Okay, move these guys here, maybe take the town from them. See what trouble we can get into as we continue to spawn kobolds in these bases. We really need someone up here. As soon as I get a commander there, I should buy it. Although, hatchery time over here. So this will start getting equipped out. Not a lot we have done with these guys, but I'm not surprised. We'd have to buy some slingers before we get an upgraded version of it. How have we lost iron production? I guess, oh yeah, we lost this. And this doesn't give us any more. Ah, that sucks. We lost this too. Which means we have less gems too. It's just not good. Oh, but our dragon is attacking some pale ones. This might be that silver mine, which is exceptional, which means we can run a skeleton crew over there potentially to go do the rest of it and make it a kobold hatchery. I think that'll be great. Yep, that was a good use of a dragon. Very good. So I think we will do that with our Bile guy. We'll move him down and he'll... Got a green shaman and a blue kobold chief. We're going to prioritize the blue kobold chief, because we have a massive army to move around here. Drop some of these dudes. Bunch of garbage in it, but hey, that's the thing the kobolds can do. If you have no other uses for these guys, you can run them around and see what they can get done with their limited forces. Like, that stack will probably die. It'll take major losses. But, you know, you're not using them for anything else. They're free spawn. You mass a bunch of free spawn, you go out, you take the world on. That's how it goes. Drop some of these guys, and Stone Drake's gonna be trouble. Take this, get some more production. Although we do have more production going on here, we're gonna just take a skeleton crew. They are some good units, but then we're gonna kit this out maybe next turn as another kobold hatchery. We want strongholds, but hey, the walls of the hatchery are very beneficial to light defense if we don't think we'll be absolutely slaughtered. Should be an easy fight. A lot of skeletons tanking this side of the battle for us. And the Wraith Crown guy will probably have a lot easier time avoiding attacks, as he's 75% chance of not getting hit with Ethereal that he gets from the crown. I still don't understand the overrun stuff fully. Maybe it's only versus independents? That was wild. So they attacked that foul spawn guy in the old castle and died. I don't know why they keep doing that. Ilwinter, you need to fix your senator. He's got problems. We got ambushed. Don't know by what. Maybe those forest spirit dudes are half invisible. But we're really going to start moving against the senator here. Ooh. No, we need to do this. Kobold hatchery. I want to get a hatchery with the reds. Reds spawn fire drakes, by the way. We haven't talked a lot about the other drakes that we can get. I'm not too worried about it right now. It's not that impressive. Got another temple to L. Might as well grab it for the limited gold we'll get before we'll die. And we also, I believe, get... That's not what I wanted. Here it is. That's not it either. There we go. It's not. Where's the recruit button? There we go. We also get no effect. Okay, so temples aren't good for you. Maybe magic libraries are what you look for, I guess. But guys, it's been an hour and a half. And this was a good first episode. We're going to save for posterity, actually. This is a good first hour and a half. We had a lot of expansion so far. This is a relatively good Kobold start. Could have been better if I'd seen this mine right next to us early on. But, yeah. I still don't know where the pale ones were. Maybe they started underground now. I have no idea. Either way, they might have been over here. We can successfully say that we've conquered a lot of Elysium so far. Definitely a cool first look at the Kobolds. We'll definitely get into more of their cooler units soon. We're getting a decent store of our blue gems, or sapphires, to try and get Nala to start getting level 3 rituals and spells, or level 2 spells, and level 3 rituals, I believe is how it works. But I hope you join us for that in our next episode. Be sure to check out our D&D content. I'm glad to be back after my vacation from Conquest of Elysium and D&D. I went to Nashville. That was an exciting trip. If you guys want me to talk about that, I can. If you have any questions, say them in the comments below. Otherwise, leave a like. Thanks for watching.